third makeup video, and there's one more which is coming up for another vacation. And today we're going to talk about the Oscars, and there's a lot of activities in here for ESL, but if you are already a native or near native speaker of English, I will ask you to do something else. I'll try to give you some activities to do. Otherwise, just watch the video and do the activities that I ask you to do. Okay, so um, this topic is about the Oscars, and it's a 40-minute video. So I hope you know what the Oscars are. They are the Academy Awards in America. There was a Korean movie that won an Oscar for Best Picture, I think, or Best Director, I can't remember. About 2 years ago, it was a very famous movie called Parasite, and I liked it. It was a good movie. So try to participate in this 40-minute video and do everything I ask you to do. Okay. And if you don't yet have the link to the syllabus, you should have by now. Here's the link. I will put all important links in the description on the YouTube video. This, hopefully you're already in Google Classroom. And don't forget, we've got midterms and finals, and you need to make sure you're ready for those. And there's a rubric, although I might not be too strict about the rubric. And here's a link to our projects. And again, I might not be that strict about the projects. Well, let's see how it goes. And here's the handout for today's class. Every class's handout is with this link. And we'll put this link in the description on YouTube. Don't forget, if you're coming from another country, please use a VPN if you need it. Okay, and starting with this activity. So this is about the greatest Oscar movies. Okay, watch the video about the top 10 Oscar winning movies. Have you seen any of these movies? What do you think of them? What movies do you think deserve the Oscars? Choose 5 and give reasons why. Then plan a YouTube video with your team. I think this could take 5 to 10 minutes. So watch the video first, and then have you seen these movies? What do you think of them? What movies do you think deserve an Oscar? Choose 5 and say why. And then just make a brief plan of a YouTube video with your team about those movies, okay? So I will give you 5 minutes for this, but let me just give you an example. For example, maybe in part B, I might choose a movie like, I don't know, Iron Man. Probably not. But why do I like Iron Man? Because I love Robert Downey Jr. And then if I was to plan a video about that, I would talk about maybe 5 reasons in the video why I think Iron Man should win an Oscar. Okay, so I'll give you 5 minutes. See you soon. Okay, I think this was quite difficult to do in 5 minutes, but hopefully it wasn't that difficult. And don't worry if you didn't finish. Okay, you can, if you really want to finish, you can do this later. So again, hopefully you're watching movies at the moment. So there are many ways to watch movies, and so this is what I think, because last semester one student had no internet access to movies, and I didn't know what to tell him. I couldn't think of a way to help him because everyone uses internet to watch movies. I have Netflix, I have iPhone and iPad so I can get Apple TV if I want to buy a video, a movie. And so I'm going to just list now some legal ways that you can get movies. And I've even got ways that you can watch legal movies for free. Okay. So first of all, you can get Netflix, which isn't free. And you can also get Amazon Prime, which is also not free. And then there's Apple Plus, and I don't know, maybe you can buy Apple TV here. Okay, so that's 3 ways online to do that. Disney Plus, I don't think is available here. Then, of course, there's normal television, like in your house. If you have an internet connection, you can also get a TV connection. I don't have a TV connection, but I use Netflix. And then there is lots of legal online movie streaming sites. And I will add a link in the description below, and you should be able to find in this Google search the free websites, and they're legal. Okay, now I know that South Korea also has a couple of apps that are legal that you have to pay for. One's called Wave. Okay, maybe there's, if you're not Korean, maybe there is some that you use as well. Okay, I'm not sure. All right. And so you should try to find that. Now, there's one last resort for those who really cannot find a TV or do not have an app or don't have any internet connection, or there's some other reason why you cannot watch movies. Okay, but in fact there's 2 more. The first one you could do is go to a movie theater in Korea. Okay, and watch a movie, pay for it of course, in Korea. Okay, and there are American and English movies, and there's a website that advertises that. Okay, so that's one option. All right, the second option, okay, is going to the library at school and renting a DVD for free and watching it in the library. Okay, if the library's open. And of course, you can watch movies on computers in a PC room. So you do need to spend maybe a little bit of money to watch a movie. but I hope not too extortionate. All right, so this one, do you think the movie your team is watching deserves an Oscar? So, or individually, if you're watching a movie, does it deserve an Oscar? Okay. Out of all the Oscar nominations there are, which ones should this film be nominated for? Why do you think so? And then, do you think an Oscar win is a good indication that the movie will be good? Why do you think so? So decide on the 5 criteria for why a movie should be chosen as an Oscar contender. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to answer these questions, okay? Prosperity. If you are a god, not discriminate against me, none but prayers dressed as gifts in return for your gifts. Disregard the request. A pompous of mice. Come in, rat, and eat with me. Most occasionally, if one would rate the rat as his true practice, Catholicity, cheese, parings, and pork rind, stock my house good of their kind, but were they not would oblige me, is plenty, multiplicity. She trimmed the candles like one who loves the beautiful. It was right that such light as there was in the room should burn before her. She made me think of Diana, monkeys, and penguins, and white bears and herons of wood, covered ravines cut by waterfalls of mountains, with streaks of white smoke across them, of knife blades set in good African ivory, hats of white and blue foxes on the confines of the icy sea. But when she spoke of externality, she flouted it and called good looks mortality, Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay. What are the types of Oscars that can be won? Make a mind map of types of Oscars that can be won, e.g. Best Actor, and then add more details such as who has won them in the past and why they won, okay? So there's lots of movies that won Best Film, and there's directors who've won Best Director. So as an example, maybe I could talk about, I think, lots of Emma Stone movies. She's won lots, hasn't she? There was Nomadland by Chloe Zhao, and the best actress was Frances McDormand, and there was a cartoon called Soul that won, and then the best supporting actor last year was Yoon Ha Jung. Yeah, so there's lots of things you can talk about. Why did they win? And discuss that and mind map that. Do kind of a mind map there. You can use Jamboard for this. I recommend Jamboard, having your own Jamboard for this. Work with your team. If you can't contact your team, work by yourself and then share it with your team and compare with their work when they finish too. So I'll give you 5 minutes for this. Back by the scissors. A neat round hole in the bank of the creek. It's a rat, that is to say, craft industry, resourcefulness. Well, these indicate the unfortunate mink habitat of surgery, thirst home to fabricate useful voids. Just man and his pyre would be repossessed of all the superlatives that I have squandered that I might use them in praise of it. The 420 birds were singing while he apportioned it off casually and found in it nothing for himself. Those various scalpels, those various sounds, consistently indistinct like intermingled echoes struck from thin glasses, successively at random, the inflation disguise your hair, tales of two amphibious. Okay, let's go to the next activity. What are the qualities of an Oscar winner? You are a team of people who are trying to help an actor who has never won an Oscar before get the big prize. What kinds of advice would you give them? So work in your teams. Think of some kind of advice. It's kind of a role play. This is a role play, okay? And in this role play, you have to give advice to a new actor, someone who's just trying to make it into the industry, a newcomer to Hollywood. What advice would you give them? Write 10 pieces of advice down. Think about that and then compare that with your team. See what your team have said and bring it together. It could be a number of things. Maybe you need to do a little research and find out how other actors who have been in Hollywood and have won Oscars, how they became famous. What did they do? What were the steps they took to get to where they became? So, yeah, look at Wikipedia, see some of the biographies, and find out what they did to get to win an Oscar. So, here, of course, is Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, that's a really terrible accent. Okay, I just put on an accent of a country I just made up. I'm not sure what country I'll call that. Okay, anyway, so yeah, just um, find out what happened to him because he's interesting. I love some of his movies, not all of them, but one of my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio movies is Romeo and Juliet, and he was in that. If you haven't seen that movie, I recommend it, and I'm sure that has helped him a lot because Shakespeare is one of the best playwrights in history, right? So have a read of some Wikipedia sites or some biographies online and find out what it was that led to their success and write 10 pieces of advice to an up and coming Oscar winner. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to do that. You can do that individually or with your team, or you can do it individually and compare later with the team members once they've done the same thing. Okay, so 5 minutes. We've actually only got 10 minutes left to the end of the class. I think just over 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Pictures. What is closer to the truth? Look at that of which I may regard myself as the imaginary possessor. I fix upon what would give me pleasure in my average moments, the satire of curiosity, in which no more is discernible than the intensity of the mood, or quite the opposite, the old thing, the procession, each with an emerald turkey foot at the top, reserved as their contours, saying nothing. Repression, however, is not the most obvious characteristic of the sea. The sea is a collector, quick to return a rapacious look. There are others besides you who have that look, whose expression is no longer a protest. The fish no longer investigate them, for their bones have not lasted. Men lower nets, unconscious of the fact that they are desecrating a grave, and row quickly away the blades of the oars, moving together like the feet of water spiders, as if there were no such thing as death. The wrinkles progress among themselves in a phalanx, beautiful under networks of foam, and fade breathlessly while the sea rustles in and out of the seaweed. The birds swim through the air at top speed, emitting catcalls as heretofore. The tortoise-shell scourges about the feet of the cliffs in motions beneath them, and the ocean under the pulsation of lighthouses and noise of bellboys advances as usual, looking as if it were not that ocean in which dropped things are bound to sink, in which, if they turn and twist, it is neither with volition nor consciousness. Okay, let's go to the next activity. So this is where you need to look at the handout. Read about the Oscars in the handout. Why do some people believe they will become irrelevant? Okay, so the handout. Oh, that's not the handout. Let me find it. Where is the handout? There it is. So go to the handout and look at that and read about the Oscars, okay? All right, so there's a picture there of Penelope Cruz, who is a very wonderful actress, female actor, and she has been in some wonderful, great movies. So read about the Oscars and are they relevant? Some people, I mean, with the COVID-19 and other things like that, there's been a lot of changes, right? I mean, could this be the end? Could this be the end of all of these things that we're so used to, right? I mean, I know from watching the Oscars for many years that you always have rich and famous and beautiful people coming in their wonderful dresses. Penelope Cruz is one of them, a wonderful Spanish actress, you know, who was in lots of good films, some not so good films, but you know, I remember her in Vanilla Sky, which is a really old film, and I love that film. It's not really old, but it's a really wonderful film. and there's other movies she's been in. So what's going to happen to all of these experiences that we've had in the past? Is it all going to change? Anyway, read this article and find out what's going to happen to the Oscars. I've put the link below in the description for this, and hopefully you can read this. It's kind of maybe too small here to read on the page. I don't know if you can see this or not. Yeah, so if you can, go ahead and read that. All right, if not, go to the link in the description below and answer that question. Answer that question. Why do some people believe they will become irrelevant? Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay, hopefully you've read that now. And yeah, this picture has, I recognize 4 of these actors. Do you recognize them? This actor on the left is going to be the new Blade in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and his name is, well, do you know his name? He's in a number of movies. He's in one called, what is the name of that? A movie called Moonlight, and the actor's name is Mah 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 Mahershala Ali. Mah Mahershala Ali. So that's Mahershala Ali. This is Emma Stone, and this guy, I've forgotten his name. If you know these 2 actors, you can let me know. But this must have been the year that Moonlight came out, because that was like an Oscar-winning movie in 2016. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, I feel guilty that I don't know the names of these 2 actors. I think he is in the movie Manchester by the Sea. Oh, I think it's Casey Affleck, right? It's Ben Affleck's brother. I should have known that, I think. Anyway, there you go. Right. Sorry that I don't know the other actress. Let's go to the next slide. This is read the article again. This is really an ESL activity, and in fact, we'll finish with this one. We've actually run out of time anyway, but we'll do this as the last thing. Read the article again and find expressions similar to the underlined expressions below. And I've given you some hints there, the paragraph numbers, and there's the words underlined: perfect, beginning, disregarded, pushing, and severe. And I'll give you maybe 3 minutes for this, because we've run out of time really, and then we'll finish. Okay, go. Okay, I think we've come to the end now. We didn't do all the activities today. There are some other activities in the PPT. If you want to do them yourself, you can. We've gone way over time by about 8 minutes. So what we'll do, we'll finish now, and I will see you at the next class. See you soon, guys.